difficult. Sunday, 20th November at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So next week in the afternoon slot. Okay. And then we have our November special. So this November, starting at 25th of November, so again, the last week of the month, we have Bante Sunyo. So some of you might have known Bante Sunyo. He was helping Ajahn Brahmali last time in conducting the dependent origination workshop. There it goes, slides is on. So Bante Sunyo, Bhikkhu Sunyo, will be conducting a Dhamma talk firstly on Friday, 25th of November. So it's not Sunday, it starts on the Friday, 25th of November. Evening, 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. The Four Noble Truths in Buddhism, Part 1. And then on the Saturday, there will be a one-day meditation retreat. One-day kindful breath meditation retreat. So for this retreat, you will need to register. Otherwise, we need to cater the number of food. If you don't register, we don't know the number of people that we need to cater to. So if you're interested in attending this one-day meditation retreat, please register at the Eventbrite address. You can also get the details on office later on. So that is for Saturday. And, not yet. On Sunday, then the Four Noble Truths in Buddhism will be continued in Part 2. So this is the usual Sunday service, Sunday, 27th of November, 2022. However, because Venerable needs to take the meal dana, so therefore the talk will start earlier. It will start at 10 a.m. So if you're interested in attending this, please remember it will start 30 minutes earlier. So Bante Sunyo is special all the way from Perth. We invite him here in person. It will be a very good chance to see him if you're interested. Next, we will also have the Dhamma Foundation course, which is very popular, coming back, and it will start every Saturday from 7th of January to 5th of March 2023. So this course is very, very popular. You better register first before all the slots are taken up. There is some details of the registration. You can see it on the poster outside, or you can ask our office for the details. So the course will be conducted in this BF West Center and through Zoom as well at 1:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. every Saturday starting from 7th January. But the registration is open right now, and slots are usually going very fast. So better secure your registration. Next, for today, there will be a BF post-EOGM party. And we also have ordered some catering food. So after the talk is done, don't go anywhere. There will be food waiting for you. Please have some lunch. And also for the BF members, if you're interested to attend the EOGM, again, don't leave. We need your vote. And then there will be a BF EOGM party, post-EOGM party. If you are interested to see what is BF's new facility will be like, then this is where you should stay, basically. So today is very special. Don't go home yet. Just let whatever your significant others know. I have a very important thing to do today. That you will be provided with lunch and everything else. So without further ado, I think that's it for the... Oh, I forgot one last thing. Before we go to the talk, if you are wondering, at the entrance today, you will see our volunteers preparing these trinkets as well as this packet. So this is prepared for the Renzi Foundation. So we are supporting them, and if you would like to support the foundations and all the old people in the foundations, you can do so by buying these simple decorations to show your support and to donate a little bit of money. Or you can buy these packets, basically. These packets, inside there will be coffee, there will be some snacks as well, and we will give it to them. So there's also another type of decoration. I don't have the sample over here, but please feel free on your way out later on, have a look at it, and do support the cause because yeah, they do need our support. All right, without further ado, today we will have our Sister Sylvia, which, yes, doesn't need any more introduction. So we will just go on into the Duṭṭhaṭṭhaka Sutta. Please, Sister Sylvia.
Can you move this thing so I can see the guys there?
Move to where? A bit behind?
Yeah. Can you?
I think this is a bit long.
Excellent. Now I can see them. Okay. Thank you. I'm usually quite laissez-faire.
Body is content. Mind is at ease. Body at ease. Sit with this ease. Sit with the ease. Sit with the calm. Relax. Your mind is settled. The mind is calmer. Now we are ready to hear the Dhamma talk. So I want you slowly. 3 deep breaths first. And end your sitting with the breaths. Deep breath in. Relax. When you are ready, you must move your muscles first. Move the body first. Rotate the head a little mindfully. Then you can open your eyes. You can take your time. I will rush announcement. I don't rush meditation. Comfortable? There are seats there. Why? It's too small, eh? Okay, yeah. Get rid of it. Maybe I just say a little bit about the meditation, just a little bit before we start. The sutta itself is very short, so you don't have to worry. I will finish on time. In any sitting, how many of you sit daily? And in all your daily sitting, how many of you actually experience lovely, wondrous, easeful, peaceful sitting? How many of you? Not that many. For those of you who don't sit daily, do you at least sit once every other day? Once a week, perhaps? Don't once a month lah. Okay, so for those of you who are not so familiar with sitting, today's sitting, did you feel well? Mind and body. You did. Great. Actually, it's no magic. And I just want to explain. Maybe one day we will do a talk on meditation properly. I just want to say this. If your body is not comfortable, your mind cannot set steady. You're not ready. If you're a very good practitioner, you can. If you're very, very familiar with meditation, regardless of what's happening to your body, your mind can settle. But if you're relatively new, you will need a body that's very, very comfortable. Why do you think it's called rupa vachara? Rupa avachara means abiding on the body, in the body. The body has to be very comfortable for the mind to lift. Just remember that. This is why in the talk, in the meditation, the guided meditation, I kept telling you, body is peaceful, body is at ease, body is content, mind is at ease, mind is content. The mind will mirror the body. You're new. So when you're very new, the body and the mind must sync. Use the body to help the mind settle. Remember that, okay? Okay, now, must start already, yeah? The reason why there is so much, what's that? Can we get rid of this guy? Let's. There you are. Okay, got it. There was a little bit of a commotion earlier because the wrong sutta was up there. I was very specific what I wanted to do today. It's a short sutta, but it's very important, especially for us lay people. Although this is about practitioners, the ascetics themselves, But this is for us. This conversation here is for the rest of us, lay people also. Okay? Now, I chose Sutta Nipata, so audio visual today. This book. If you don't already have it, get a soft copy or get a hard copy. It's one of the best. Why is Sutta Nipata so important? Sutta Nipata actually is one of the books, one of the 15 books in the 5th Nikaya. So for those of you who are familiar with the Pali Canon, you know there is Digha Nikaya, long saying. There's Majjhima Nikaya, the middle length saying. Medium length, same. Saying. Then Anguttara, numerical, and Samyutta link discourses. The 5th book is Khuddaka Nikaya, like miscellaneous of sort. So what you know of, say, Dhammapada, the one I cannot stand, Jataka, Itivuttaka, Udena, and all those are part of 15 books in Khuddaka Nikaya. This one is the 5th one. Sutta Nipata is the 5th one. It's a collection of verses and poems, but there are also prose, and then there are verses. Why is this so important? Because at least 2 chapters in there are so old, they were mentioned in the time of the Buddha. Attaka Vagga, okay, in this Sutta Nipata, there are 5 chapters. 5 chapters. Chapter 4, chapter 5 are so old, they have been mentioned in the time of the Buddha. There was a monk who was able to recite the whole of chapter 4, Attaka Vagga. He recited the whole of chapter 4, and twice it was captured in 2 different instances, the same event. So that event was like, oh, it's people remember, the monks remembered that event. And it was this event where a Sona Kutikata, I think his name, Kutikata or something like that. So it's a monk, very well-practiced monk, who was invited by the Buddha to recite the whole Attaka Vagga. He did it so well, the Buddha said, brilliant. Okay, he didn't say it like that, but you get the idea. Buddha was pleased, okay? In another, so you can just imagine, this is as good as it gets from the time of Buddha. These are the oldest texts. And as practitioners, especially if you're practitioners, you want to look at the oldest texts. It takes you as close as you can get to the time of the Buddha. It's beautiful, okay? And this particular one has a story, cute little story. I'm not sure if many of you had read my book, Between the Lines. Yes? No? Yes? You remember there was a story about how the Buddha was framed for murder? I don't know what you read, but it's there. Okay? It's there. And this is not something that, okay, for students of Buddhist history, we all know this. For students of Buddhist history. For the people who are not familiar with the history, this is not something they advertise. You know, we advertise his miraculous birth, and then there's a whole thing about his life. But this particular part where he was framed for murder, not a lot of talk on that. But it happened. Is that true? Hello, you think about it. If it's not true, why would anybody put it in? It's what you in Chinese would call 丑事. It's a bad thing, right? It's a scandal. And it went like this. There was this, Buddha was very, very successful in his teaching, in attracting followers. Very, very, very successful. He was what you would call a celebrity monk. And Now, you may not realize this, but these monks depended on support, lay support. So the more popular you are, the more money, finances, resources will come to you. You have $1. You give to one sect, you're not going to give to another. So the more successful he was, the more he had enemies, lots of enemies. So these enemies got together and decided, you know what, we will have to undercut him. This is not the first problem. He had this at least 3 times in different ways. Twice for rape, murder. Okay, one is not rape, one is like sexual misconduct. And this one is murder. And then there were other stories, okay? So in this particular case, they wanted to undermine him completely, destroy his reputation. So they got a lady, one of their disciples, to every day, closing time, she will go and kind of hang around. But for the lay people coming from the monastery, they will see her as going towards the monastery. And her job was basically to just go and hang around. She didn't go into the gate, but regardless, she's just hanging around. People will, after a while, started talking, what is this woman doing? Why is she visiting Buddha and the monks at this time of the night? This went on for a month, and after that, her teachers killed her. Buried her body in the vicinity of the monastery. And then, of course, they went around lamenting about the loss of this person, the missing person. And then the kings were informed, I think it was Pasinadi, was informed, and then he brought the army, and then, wow, macam like CSI like that, dig up the body, and voila, there's a body. And then it created a huge scandal. Monks who went out for alms got stoned at. Buddha, for 7 days, never left the monastery. Why? It is said in a commentary that if he had gone out and somebody had thrown a stone, the fellow's going to end up in hell. So for the protection of the lay people, he didn't go out. It was said in the commentary. But wherever it is, monks got really upset. The monks got really, really frightened. Ananda told the Buddha, let's get out of here. Go away, go away. And the Buddha said, go where? Okay, again, conversation was probably a bit more dignified, but it was like, go where? Do what? Buddha said, if you go somewhere else and then this happens again, then we go where? Run again. No, don't have to, don't worry. Don't worry. This is Saddha at its best, okay, faith. 7 days, this nonsense will hit us, at the end of which we'll be fine. And indeed, nearing the end of that period, the king who was on the side of the Buddha was adamant to find his innocence. Actually, it's with the help of lay supporter, was adamant to find evidence of his innocence. And he found it. Managed to nail the masterminds, and the masterminds confessed. Don't know under what, but they confessed. And so all was cleared up. Everything was fine. You know, it was a good story, happy ending and all. But during the period when this was festering, this sutta apparently came up in relation to the event. So this sutta was in relation to a horrendous event. Okay? Nonetheless, the key points here, in my mind, are worth remembering for our own practice. Okay? I'm sorry if it's hard to read. Can you all see the words? Octad, the 8. Attaka actually means 8. 8 on the hostile. This is Bhikkhu Bodhi's translation. In my mind, the best. I've gone through some of the other translations, very hard to read, because it's a poem, it's a verse. It's very hard to read, okay? So what does it say here? Can you all see? Yes, no? Don't like that, eh? Yeah, okay. Some speak with hostile minds, while some speak with minds bent on truth. The Muni does not become involved in a reason dispute. Therefore, the Muni has no barrenness anywhere. Muni, Sakya Muni, translated typically as sage, the sage. But actually, and one reason why I ask you to consider getting the book expensive, heavy, but considering because in the front part of the book, it explained, Bhikkhu Bodhi explained many of the themes. And one of the themes he explained was this word, Muni. Muni, it is not simply just a sage, but it's one who is immaculate in practice with deep, unfathomable wisdom, deep wisdom, very peaceful, very still, as good as it gets for practitioner. It's like the ultimate practice. Okay? And here it says, there will be people whose motivations are all wrong, hostile mind. But they are the ones who actually believe that they are talking truth. So in that incident, if you recall, there are the ones who are framing him deliberately, so hostile mind. But the ones who here saw the body or gossip about the body, they believe they're telling the truth. They believe that was the truth. And whatever it is, if you, the sage, the Muni, doesn't go into the conversation, doesn't get affected by the conversation, this person is completely, it doesn't get distracted, doesn't get drawn. Barrenness is to be drawn, to lose, to have nothing left in the practice. Do you understand? So why is this relevant to us? In your daily world, there will be people with intent to cause trouble. You don't know. But they are the ones who are really quite sincere, honest and all. But they will have views. So this sutta is about views that are churning in our world. The more you are at peace with yourself, the less you will be drawn to the churning of views out there. That's the idea. Many of us go through life caught up with all the conversation and the words. We pay attention. We pay heed to words churning around us. If you are a practitioner, you learn to extricate. You learn not to get involved. Okay? How could one transcend one's own view? If drawn by desire, one is entrenched in a preference. How could one transcend one's own view? If drawn by desire, one is entrenched in preference. English. Beautiful English. But do you know what it means? For practice. When we articulate views, when we hold a views, with desire means you love it. It makes you feel good. You love that view. If you have a view that you have strong, warm, good feelings for, it's part of your desire, right? It is your preference, right? How do you get over that? How do you transcend? How do you get over that? The problem for us is the moment we hold a view, it gives us pleasure. Once it gives you pleasure, you don't want to let it go. That's what it means. You see that? Once you hold a view that gives you pleasure, you don't want to let it go. That is how our ego form around views, which is part of the conversation here. We see something, we hear something, we think about it, we have internalized it, we come up with an understanding, we go away with a view. That's it. You're stuck now because you hold on to it because it gives you so much pleasure. You go to bed with it. It is with you in all your most private moments. It's there. You won't get it. Leave it go. Let it go. Taking one's own. Now, this is what I like about Bhikkhu Bodhi. If the word is not there in Pali, he doesn't put it in. If he had to put it in to make it more understandable, he will always put the parenthesis. He will always do that. So he's telling you in Pali the word doesn't appear. Only in English with his kind translation. Okay? Taking one's own view to be perfect, one would speak as one understands. Is that obvious? You love it. You have an impression. You will just talk as you understand. How brilliant is this line? Just from one line explains the human mind. That's why I love Sutta Nipata. I love it so much, right? I have my own hard copy. Last night I was thinking, should I get a soft copy? If I get a soft copy, everywhere I go, I got Sutta Nipata with me. I know, right? Dukkha Arya Satya. Next stanza. When a person, without being asked, proclaims to others his own good behavior and observances, the skills say he is one of ignoble nature, since on his own accord he proclaims himself. In Teochew, my dialect, Zai Bai. You know what it means? The older ones are happily nodding. You are betraying your age. I hope you realize it, right? Zai Bai means you don't know shame. Eh? Shamelessly, you proclaim, I am great. So, without being asked, nobody asks you. You self-offer, I'm good, you know. Just let you know. Without being asked, proclaims to others his own good behavior. So this one is about two things. It's telling you, I am ethical. I'm a good person. So it's not about I'm brilliant. The brilliant one is the second part. The one that says observances. So actually, correction, wrong. This one is purely about practice. The being ethical, the doing the right thing. This observances is not intellect. It's doing the right thing. Doing the right thing. So you see, when we are practitioners, we like others to think that we are doing the right thing, ma. Sort of lah. So you don't care. But many of us actually, hey, don't blame me. I'm trying to do the right thing by the practice. So this has to do with you saying, I'm a good practitioner. Okay? The skills say. So you see the word that the Buddha used. The skill, or rather, Bhikkhu Bodhi's translated word he used. Skill. You see, if you live, in daily life you live in accordance with your feelings. Your feelings. If you live in accordance with your feeling, you angry, you don't feel good, you scold. You're feeling really good, you're generous. You're living in accordance with your feeling. Okay? You are not being skillful. Being skillful means you know how to tame your feelings. You know how to act according to your practice without motivated by loba, dosa, moha. Don't understand? Attend DFC. Loba, greed. Dosa, anger. Moha is your understanding that could be foolish. Act in accordance with your understanding, your thoughts, your assumptions, your impressions. That part, in English, so many words. In Pali, just one word. Moha. Without wisdom, in other words, acting without wisdom, without understanding. The skill will always act with understanding, taming his desires, not allowing his feelings to drive his choices. The unskilled, the rest of us, the world, the unskilled, very often we act prompted, propelled by feelings, desires. Okay? So when he used the word the skill, he means good practitioners. People who understand with wisdom, they know. So the Buddha said, when you, without being asked, go around talking about how great you are, the ones who are true practitioners and really skillful ones will say ignoble nature. You are of the ignoble nature. Since on your own you right? You don't know what is shame. Okay, next stanza. But when a peaceful bhikkhu, one inwardly quenched, does not boast of his good behavior by saying, I am thus, the skills say he is one of noble nature, who has no swellings anywhere in the world. This swelling is not about being fat. In case you're worried, what do you think it is? The ego, the head. You don't feel great about yourself. Very good. Inwardly quenched. You see, the world out there will always have its allure. Things to draw your eyes, things to draw your ears and nose and so on. Food, food. Something, there will always be something out there that will draw you. For you not to get affected, within you, that motivation, that desire has to come down. And the word quench is beautiful because when you are fevered, in a fevered state, when you want something, you feel as if your system is out of whack. It wants. So there is this burning of desire going on. If desire comes down, if anger comes down, you are inwardly quenched. So this is internal. Next time you lose temper, don't blame someone out there. Don't blame the door, the brick, okay? If you lose your temper, it's because the propensity for anger is within you. The fire has not been quenched. And if you can not go around talking about how great you are, the true practitioners, the great practitioners will say, not bad, well practiced, noble, well practiced. And no swelling in the world means you do not look at anything. The world, the word the world here does not mean just out there. The world is your reality. So it's within and without, okay? It is reality, your existence, your experience. So nothing will cause your ego to search. That's what it means. Nothing will cause your ego to search. Because you're not attached to anything, you're not clinging on to anything, you're not in particular views. One reason why it is so difficult for people to practice actually is not the karma tangha, meaning the allures, the draws to your sense basis. It's actually the heart, the mind, views. We are all very attached to views because views are very much an extension of our identity. So if you go around with this is where it gets really ironical, right? Paradoxical. If you lack confidence, if you're insecure, your view is more strong, become stronger. It can happen. If you are someone who is very confident, you don't need the world to agree with you, right? Yeah. I tell you it's try lah. I tell you it's right lah. No, but it's true, right? If you need the world to constantly agree with you, affirmation, right? It means you have a chip on your shoulder. But if you have no chip on your shoulder, you want to listen, don't want to listen, swap, you know? You want to listen, don't listen, let be. Okay? Okay. Look, the last para already. Yeah, it's very short. One who has formulated impure. Oh, no, actually not last para. I see another page. One who has. Last para on this page. I suddenly remembered, no, I had 2 pages. Yeah. One who has formulated impure teaching, put them together and advance them, becomes attached to the benefit he sees for himself, to the peace dependent on the unstable. I love this stanza. This stanza, okay. If your teaching is wrong, and that teaching doesn't lead to you, how do we know the teaching is wrong? When the teaching does not lead to you being internally quenched. Meaning, teaching does not diminish lobha, greed, dosa, anger, moha, delusion, illusion, foolishness, whatever. I cannot translate the word moha because it defeats, it defies, not defeats, it defies effort to put one thesaurus word for it. It basically means you lacking wisdom and intelligence and there's a whole lot of things. But I'll explain later. So, if you hold a view that does not lead to you being internally calm, that view, that teaching, in the Buddha's words, impure. Why is it impure? Because the propensity for you to take it, run with it, and create problems is there. It can, instead of bringing you peace, leads you to go crazy and do funny things and cause problems and inflate your ego. If a view leads to your ego inflation, this is not money inflation, this is ego inflation. But the consequence just as bad, in fact worse. And when you have that situation, the propensity for you to act immorally is there. You understand, right? Okay, so one who has formulated. See, formulated means what? Bhikkhu Bodhi's choice of words, immaculate. It's precise, means constructed. The word formulated, you thought about it, you reflect, then you go construct happily. So it's not saying necessarily that a teaching is wrong, but the way you understand it, kena corrupted by your wonderful brilliance. That's a sarcasm, okay? Put them together and advance them. You put it together and you somehow go around and teach. Advance is to share, multiply it. People like this, why would you go around and happily share your views? You think about it. Why would anyone go around and share teachings? Why? Because there are benefits involved. I told you earlier. You convince a congregation, you can raise money for building funds. Got benefit one, eh? I mean, jokes aside, some of these guys who are not pure are doing it for the rewards, for the benefits. So he becomes attached to the benefits. If I teach Dhamma, anxious that you will contribute funds to BF, my teaching is corrupted by that desire. That's what it means. Even though the teaching itself is pure, but me, the person, has corrupted it. You understand? So this is brilliant because this talks about the person holding the teaching and messing it up. Because the person has ulterior motives, has an agenda. So when you teach Dhamma, when you share Dhamma, cannot have agenda, okay? Remember that, no agenda, just pure words. The peace, meaning the joy, the pleasure, the sense of satisfaction that you derive from what is the unstable. The unstable is the benefit you see for yourself. The unstable is that benefit. So in other words, you get attached to external affirmations, the glory, the, I don't know what else you get, money, you know, power. All these unstable. But it gives you pleasure. It gives you peace, joy. So one who corrupts a teaching for benefits can get himself caught up in that pleasure, which is unstable. Which basically, it's a long way of saying, kena lah, messed up already. This is a messed up case. The Buddha is basically saying, how do you move? This is the next one, right? Yes, this is the next one. Okay, good. Sweet. I think they want it bigger. This way? Good. Can you see? You see, again, if you refer to the incident, these guys try and messed up the Buddha's reputation, tried to created a scandal. They all had an agenda. So their teaching, if you just take it at face value, those teachings are wrong anyway. And they were going after the fame, the money, the support, and so on, all messed up. They will never find peace with a mind like this. Okay? Next stanza. Attachments to view are not easily overcome. Having decided among teachings, one tightly grasp. Therefore, among those bases of attachment, a person rejects and takes up a teaching. Okay, the whole stanza here must be read as one. Basically, what this stanza is saying is, once you grab hold to a teaching, you can't let go. And you will go around and reject others. You take it already, you're very happy with it, you're running with it, it gives you all the benefits. You will not let it go. It's all right. It's very hard to let it go. And you will, because you hold the view so strongly, you reject others. Okay? Now, the practitioner, you want to find peace? Just bear these parts in mind. One who is cleansed formulates no view anywhere in the world about the various states of existence. One of the teachings in those early days, right? All these schools, they all spend a lot of time arguing about existential issues. Is the world finite? Is the world infinite? Finite, infinite, space and time. Space and time. So does the world expand forever, or is there a limit? Does the world extends forever, time, or it will end? Eternalism, nihilism, and all these existential issues. This is what grips people when it comes to spirituality, religion. In those days, there were 62 views, I think. Aling, 62. 62. I know, wrong views. But what I'm saying is that, those are the 6 teachers, yeah. The point about this is that Indians were really, really creative. There were all these views being touted as wares, claims on people's mind. Why do I pause here and talk about this? Because for many of us, tell me, how many of you came into Buddhism, came into the Dhamma, seeking salvation, meaning peace? Salvation is not like blessings from outside. It's just seeking peace, seeking calm. How many of you? Like, I want to know what my teaching is about so that I find that calm and peace, and I know the meaning of life. Something like this, lah. Give you very chim one. A lot of us, right? And embedded in your, as part of your search, surely there is a part of you that's asking, Why here? What's next? Got or not? Why am I here? What am I doing here? What is this about? What's the meaning of this life? And what's next? So when I die, what happens next? I live on? I don't live on? And then you say, I did think about it, then I forgot already. Some might have forgotten because you're so caught up in the joy of the Dhamma. So you forgot about all these vexing questions. You have these issues? I'm engaging you in a conversation. Don't look at me. You think about it. Why? Actually, when people first start out on a spiritual/religious quest, that's always an issue. Unless you are born into the family, then you really nearly got no choice. Cannot propel in the general direction. Because every Sunday, your parents want to go to BF, what to do? Then when you hit 25, you're too busy making money, and yes, BF, just BF. It doesn't matter. So you don't really care. But the ones who came and found something, or went around looking for something, right? Surely this issue about, what is this? Why this? Why do I feel so pain? I have so much pain. How can my religion or my faith or my spirituality help me out of this pain, this angst? Many of you here no longer have angst, or so you think. Maybe not big angst. Maybe. Some of you still have, many don't have. Okay? But this is it's classic. This problem. Generations after generation, generations before you, generations after you. When you come back again for round 2, it will start again. What is this? What is this meaning? Where am I going? What is this? How do I find meaning in life? How do I get out of suffering? This is normal. This is human. Who asked you to have a brain? This is human, unfortunately. And then when you're younger and your hormones are a bit crazier, the angst is more. When you're older and your hormones maybe start to become crazy again, you will have a new round. And in between, you're too busy making money, you forgot. Maybe, okay? So why is this formulates no view anywhere in the world about various states of existence? When you realize the nature, the conditional nature of the mind, when you totally understand how your mind works, you will stop having this angst. You will stop wondering, what is Dhamma? Why Dhamma? Is Dhamma correct? You stop having that agitation. Okay? You have no more views. This is Dhamma. This is how the mind works. I can create views happily, but those views will only give me more problem, more pain. So the day that you find, and this is true for everyone, the day that you find you stop asking, what is Dhamma? Is this practice correct? Do I do it like this? How else should I do this? Are you sure this is correct? What about the other schools? I got so many versions. Okay? The day you stop having this internal, external dialogues is the day you know Saddha, your faith, your conviction, your confidence has shot through the roof. For some, that would be entering the stream. For others, you're very near the stream. This is actually what it means. When you are awakened to what the teaching is about and how the teaching helps your mind settle, and that this is just like that. This is conditional. When you are awakened to the mechanical dynamics, conditions of your mind, when you're awakened to that, and you can correlate that understanding with the teaching, it's direct correlation, your angst, your questions will dry up. That's why no more views. When you are young and you don't understand why sky is blue, you will plague your mother who disowned you already. Why sky blue? Mama, why sky blue? Why water blue? Okay, maybe you will be, why my Game Boy doesn't work? But the day that you understand, you can fix your own Game Boy. The day that you understand how this is all about, what this is all about, you stop asking questions. You stop having views. Okay? Having abandoned hypocrisy and conceit, through what would the cleansed one go astray when he is uninvolved? Okay, don't blame Bhikkhu Bodhi. Don't blame him. The Pali text is probably written in this way. So then you're like, why can't you just say it in simple English? It's a bit convoluted, isn't it? No, actually, it's beautiful. So basically here it is saying, if you don't have, what is hypocrisy? Come, what's hypocrisy? Keke, yeah, I love it. Singlish is so helpful. It's superbly useful, right? It's called KK, right? KK actually is a direct translation of the Chinese word fake, fake. Fake, fake, okay? Okay, hypocrisy, fake, fake. Let me ask you, so I want you to sit down. I know, any of you speak English here? All right. So you all know the word hypocrisy, right? Now I want you to tease out that word. It's important, let's just tease it out. Why this word? Why did he use this word? Hypocrisy. How do you use this word? In relation to another, right? There is no hypocrisy one person. Where hypocrisy appears, it has to be in relation. Unless you're hypocritical to yourself, about yourself to yourself, then I will say you are just bluffing yourself. It's not a hypocrisy per se. Hypocrisy actually means you want people to think of you in a certain way when you are actually not like this. So therefore, this word talks about relationship or has involvement of relationship. Conceit is also that. You cannot sit alone and be conceited. Conceited requires a comparison. I'm better than you. I'm not as good as you. We same, sama. Hina mana? Hina, low. Atik mana? Sama mana. Same. We think your Malay word come from where? Okay. So, when you have let go of this need to be someone to the world, when you have let go of that, through what? So you are now cleansed, you're now clean, you're now quenched. How then would you go astray? If there is no need for you to showcase to the world, if there is no need for you to be something you are not, you are therefore true to yourself, true to the world. You're not scared of what the world says. How then would you go astray? That's what it means. Again, referring to practitioners. Very important, right? You are bowing in respect to a Sangha member. You want him to be true to the practice, true to himself. You want the truth, the embodiment of truth. You want that. If he's not that, then there is hypocrisy and there is conceit. And that's where the person can go astray. You see what I'm saying? And now for yourself, if I am as clean as it gets, the world sees me for what I am, as clean as it is. Like that, law. Okay? Singlish is really good. Just learn it. Like that law, right? If you're like that law, okay, you're the like that law type, then you are cleaner. As a practitioner, you're clean. No fear of you driven by your desires and going astray. Okay? This is the true final para. One involved is embroiled in disputes about teachings. But how, about what? Could one dispute with one uninvolved? Involved means you are invested. You have chosen, you take something and say, involved means you're connected, right? Connected implies that I am attached to it. If you are not attached, in other words, would you be fighting? Actually, you fight only when there is attachment. With whoever you fight with whoever, there is an attachment somewhere. This is actually quite a brilliant point. You fight with someone, you're either attached to your ego, your views, your feelings, or so you want you to be right. See, the attachment is to you, to your views. The moment you have no strong views, you're okay. Who are you fighting with? No more. Nothing is taken up or rejected by him. He has shaken off all views right here. Practitioner at the end of this journey, when they have gone really to the end of this journey, they're okay, no views. No strong views. Okay, now before you all go, what about the Eightfold Path and the Four Noble Truths, la 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 la. As long as you don't understand and it's just a concept, you will have views. The moment you understand, they are no longer concepts, they are just indicators of mind. The sense of, I have to be right about the Four Noble Truths, that sense, it's over. Think of it this way. Let's say live in a time when gravity is not known. But you all can see that things drop and land on the floor. So some people will say, maybe God holds it there. Some devas, some earth god pull the things down. Then some will say, no lah, what nonsense is this? I think it's because of don't know what. So everyone has a views. Today, any of you argue about gravity? The science is known. The science is known. We kind of just accept it and move on. Life moves on. But imagine a time when you don't know. You will fight, right? You argue. Maybe. You argue. Maybe. So it's the same thing. For when you begin to understand that the Four Noble Truths and the formula for practice for you to be awakened to the Four Noble Truths, which is the Eightfold Path. The moment you understand, this merely describes our existence, our sense of being. It just merely describes that. At the point when you understand, there is therefore no need for you to prove you are right. It's just like that. I always say, believe, don't believe, you're still affected by it. So, no need to argue. So this is where I'm coming from, lah. Okay? So, see, 10 minutes before the end. Question. Any question? Good, very good. No view, no question. You win already. Thank you, everyone. No question. But it's a lovely little sutta, isn't it? It's so beautiful. Don't have? Okay, great.
Someone behind, is it?
No more? Online? Any question online?
None.
Oh, lovely. What a lovely day. Okay, a few things. Hey, Jenny, so I just flip, is it? Do I have to just flip? Because I got other things to... Jenny, where are you going, Jenny? I close this. And then, what else? Oh, so your handle, is it? What about the poster? Okay, your handle, thank you. Yeah, okay. Thank you. A couple of things. See, I can't even see my own poster. What is, what is appearing next? That was a fun talk, a short one. I'm going to do two things. One is just give a short, very short introduction to DFC. They are looking for it urgently, finally. Okay. I don't need this to read this. So basically, DFC comes in two parts, Dhamma Foundation course. I just want to do a very quick intro. It's going to be Saturday afternoon. What time to what time? 1:30. It starts a bit earlier because we have population density. We're fighting with the youth for space. Then we allow the youth to, it's compromise. Buddhists are very Buddhist, so it's a compromise. We'll start earlier, end earlier, and then let the youth have the rest of the night. And then they will take this place and they will party. Yeah. Dhamma party, okay? So 1:30 to 4. 4, yes, 1:30 to 4. It comes in two parts. Part one, we're dealing with how do you apply the Dhamma, understand it enough, apply it so that you can actually call yourself a Buddhist. What does it mean to be a Buddhist? And it is really not about rites and rituals and all those things. It's really about applying teaching in your daily life. And hopefully, it will cause you to feel that this life is very fulfilling, very meaningful. Okay? And it's only 8 classes. If I remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, there's only 8 classes, but we cheat. There is a preamble. Okay, just let you know, we have a preamble. Last year's class stretched to, 16, I think. Yeah, 15, 16, thereabout. And that's because we have a history component. But we all agree that you do need to know a bit of the context. The Buddhas in his time, the context. Look, Buddha didn't just appear from nowhere. He lived through a period. His teaching was basically, he shaped his teaching for his time. You need to understand that context. So before the class starts on the first Saturday of 2023, before the class starts, we actually will send you link. Once you sign up, we'll send you the link to last year's lecture, last year's history lecture. And the lectures comes in 3 parts on history. It comes in 3 parts. The time of the Buddha, post-Buddha, evolution over the centuries. There are 3 parts. You, in your own time target, you enjoy me in home. Because it's all recorded, right? You just enjoy. Then you come on first class, we will whack you. Essentially, we'll have that conversation. I want to make history alive. So I don't want to lecture to you again. Then you might as well just listen to the lecture at home. The slides are all there. Everything is all packed there nicely. You just go and read, you go and enjoy. Then you come to class armed with questions. Armed with questions. Why like that? How do I understand this, and so on and so forth, okay? And then after that, we'll go very fast into the teaching itself, into what it means to be a practicing Buddhist, lay Buddhist in a very comfortable lay life. Okay, so that's part 1. Part 2 will start about a month after part 1 ends. Part 1 will end in March, correct? Early March. Early March. So part 1 will be end in early March, and then 1 month break. Then we will start part 2. And we'll try and finish it before the June holiday. So by June next year, we're all done. You will be certified Buddhist. Just Buddhist. Bona fide one, it's the real thing. Not the I pai type one. It's the real thing. I understand, I know what I'm talking about. You want to ask me, I can help you. That kind, okay? No exam, no test. What else you want me to say? I think no exam, no test. We will have a lot of fun. You can sign up online for online classes, or you can come on site. Okay? All classes, every single class will have question answer, meaning you have engagement, time to talk to each other, have fun. The class, I guarantee fun. There's one thing I can guarantee is fun. Okay? I don't guarantee food, but I can guarantee fun. Anything else?
The link will only be up one day later or something.
Yeah. BF will get its act together and then it will be up. We don't charge for the class, but we like to invite you to consider dana for the building fund. So we don't charge for the class. Okay? 对哦? Okay. Anything else? That's it. Every Saturday, except for one of the Saturdays, but you will see the program. The program will come out and then all the dates will be there. Okay?
Except for the last class, which is on Sunday. So Saturday and
yeah.
Sunday.
But that one we will talk about it when the time comes. Okay, last slide. Huh? I thought you said you had. Yeah. Where? Yeah. Dr. Leong Chi Lam is a member. Is a member of BF. We would like to invite everyone. You all had stored up a lot of merits this morning from your joyous attendance. Let's share merits with Dr. Dr. Leong. May I invite all of you, just close your eyes, dedicate merits to Dr. Leong. May Dr. Leong be reborn in a happy state. May he be well and happy wherever Dr. Leong has arisen. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Brothers and sisters, we will now conduct the dedication of merits. Let us be in Anjali position. Let us invite all sentient beings to participate in our acquired merits. Itavata cha ammehi sangpadang punya sangpadang sape dewa numodantu Sapa sangpati siddhya etavata cha ammehi sangpadang punya sangpadang sape bhuta numodantu sapa sangpati siddhya etavata cha ammehi sangpadang punya sangpadang sape sattha numodantu sapa sangpati siddhya. Dedication of merits. Let us dedicate the merits of participating in a wholesome Dhamma activity to our departed relatives and friends. Idhang me nyatinang otu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idhang me nyatinang otu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idhang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. End of service dedication. I dedicate the merits which I have accumulated to the cultivation of my mind in order to bring happiness and benefits to all sentient beings. I dedicate the merits to my parents, children, spouse, relatives, friends, colleagues, and my adversaries, wishing them long life, good health, happiness, and prosperity. May we never part from the Triple Gem, and may we always walk the path towards enlightenment. Closing homage, let us pay respects to the Triple Gem. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Saṅgho Saṅghang Namami Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Can I stay in the hall for a while because the buffet is not ready? They are being set up. So I'll just make a short announcement. After this, we have our EOGM. Non-members are invited to take your lunch and go upstairs to eat upstairs. But members can bring it in here for the EOGM, or you can take your lunch later after the EOGM, which we hope will be a short one, starting at 12:45 supposed to be. But I think if we can start earlier, we need to register, to get a band. For those who are members for more than a year, you'll get a green band for you to be able to vote for the what is brought up at EOGM. Those who are new members or have less than a year of membership, you are still able to come in, but you'll be given a red band, which means you cannot vote for the resolution that is going to be passed. Okay, so we need you all to register. Sis, how are you coming? How are they going to register?
Okay,
Can they register?
bring out just a quick one.
Okay.
I've brought some books, newly published. My book is newly published. You can collect outside. Take 2 copies, meaning one of each, and you can take more if you want to. It's on the chapters, morality and learning. So you must take one of each. They're in different colors, and you can take more copies if you want to. Yeah.
Okay, to continue, at 2 o'clock, there will be a post-EOGM party. Everyone is invited, members as well as non-members, to listen to the updates on our plans for the new building, as well as to have tea together, and what else? And have a party. Wear your party hats. Okay? So if the buffet is ready, you all can go out. And at the same time, please register for your band. Members, please take your green band or your red band, and please come back to the hall. Thank you.